Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the Yonex V-Core Tour 98. A tad heavier than the standard 98, this racket also features a VDM mesh for vibration dampening along with a flexible 2-knob Flex Force graphite layup for better feel at impact. With a 98 square inch head, open 16 by 19 string pattern, and low stiffness rating, if you're looking for spin and power, you won't want to miss out on this one. Out of all the playtesters, I struggled a bit with the V-Cores that we tested earlier in the year, mainly because of that more open string pattern and my more linear strokes. It just wasn't combining to be the racket for me. However, with this V-Core 98 Tour, I felt much more comfortable and dialed in. The racket has a little bit more weight, which to me translated it into more stability. So I found I could just feel super confident hitting out with this racket. Plus the swing weight is a bit higher than some of the other rackets that we have tested from the V-Core family, and I love exactly where it is. It's just a little short of 330, so it's right into my wheelhouse, but even a little bit more addition of weight here and there, I think I could beef it up a tiny bit more and really get that added plow through. But this one was fun to swing. Definitely didn't feel as whippy as the standard V-Core 98, and I felt really dialed in, especially loved it on serve. As I've been talking about in some of the other play tests, I'm trying to get more power, more kick going on my serves. This was a winner right there. I felt really good at net. It does have a bit of a muted feel, but that was just fine. Very comfortable to hit. Nice and plush, big sweet spot, super forgiving, and a fun play test.
Here today to talk about another addition to the V-Core family. This one's brand new. I thought it was high time for having a racket that is a little bit heavier, not just using length for the power. It's 315 grams. We have our V-Core 98 Tour. This one really dots a lot of I's, crosses T's for me, as opposed to the EZO 98 Tour. It had a little higher swing weight. I was definitely not thinking about modifying that with any extra weight. This one is in that sweet spot range with an average of a 4-point headlight balance. And as Michelle mentioned, just under a 330 swing weight on the average, just really worked well. Although I will say this is a power-oriented frame. It doesn't give you that huge aluminum bat energy return that you say would get off a firmer layup of graphite. You're looking at about a 63 RA, so lots of comfort out of it and lots of predictability. All court racket for me. My favorite shot to hit with it, no doubt, was a serve. As much as I enjoyed it from basically all parts of the court, I really enjoyed this on serve. And if I was to knock anything about the racket or say that there was an improvement to be made, I would say Yonex's 1620 pattern is among my favorites. It's just enough launch to get net clearance, but an easy grip and rip on the ball. If I was going to change anything about it, I'd probably tighten up the string spacing a little bit. But overall, just a fantastic racket, great play test.
I absolutely love this racket. It's probably my favorite play test of everything we have hit this year. The weight and balance, the specs of this racket, really dialed in for me, so I wouldn't customize it at all. I would play this one absolutely bone stock. What I really enjoyed, the way it came through the ball, super solid, tons of mass. I was getting a lot of push on my shots, but yet it was still light and whippy enough for me to be able to be super creative with it, open up the court, hit some nice angles, get my lobs to dip quickly. I could generate a lot of tip speed with it to really get the ball rotating, so that was super fun. I'm a big fan of the way the ball comes off the string beds of these V-Cores, and with this one, I got all that shape of my shot, all that spin, but just more push, more penetration. Probably one of my favorite shots was the serve. Served really, really well with this racket. My slice serve out wide, and then on the deuce side, and then down the tee on the outside, was hooking away from the opponent nicely. And then I could also use a bit of slice on my body serve and on my tee serve on the deuce side, just to keep the ball dipping inside the lines and make it break in towards my opponent a little bit that way. Up at net, great blend again of maneuverability and stability. So the racket just felt rock solid when I was punching my volleys, and then also felt tip light enough that I could position the racket quickly, and I felt like I was reacting really well with it. One of my other favorite shots to hit, and I had plenty with this racket, was when I was flat out on the run, playing a defensive backhand slice. I just found with the mass of this one, and with that launch angle, I was able to get the ball very deep and keep myself in the point, kind of neutralize the point, get myself back into it with that shot, whereas sometimes I'm coughing up a short ball there and then I'm really on the defense or just losing the point quickly. So definitely some bail out of trouble launch out of this one, which I really enjoyed. So super fun play test for me. Love this racket.
As soon as I found out about the concept of this racket, a new addition to the VCore line, a heavier version of the 98, was really excited to get out on court with it. When the line first came out, I didn't spend a lot of time with the 98. I was really dialed with the 95. But as soon as I started hitting balls with this, I really appreciated the added mass. Most of you know the rackets that I play with, I like a heavier spec. This 315 is just about perfect in the sense that you get a lot of stability, a lot of plow through from the baseline, but I still felt like with the average swing weight being just under 330, it still feels really fast and whippy for my preferences. One of the rackets that I kind of thought about with this one is some of the older Babolat Pure Aero Tours having this similar kind of weight spec, but I get more control, more comfort. You really get that really plush feel from the VCore line and really easy spin from this spaced apart string bed, easy launch angle. So really loved a lot of things about this racket. I would say in the VCore line, the 95 is probably my favorite with a little bit of customization because I get a little bit more control and precision. But overall, if you're looking for spin, comfort, this is a great one. For this playtest, we had a variety of polyester strings, including Yonex Polytour Pro, Polytour Strike. And for the video today, we have the Polytour Drive in the 1.25 millimeter at 52 pounds. For more information on this racket or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.